Welcome, everybody, to Too Legit to Crit, a tabletop role-playing podcast made for people who smile in the face of critical failures.
Yes. That might be my favorite one so far.
Yeah, I know I smile in the face of critical failures.
I've never had... No, that's not true. I did have one or two, but you know what's funny is I can't remember what they were. Like, I remember getting them and that, like, oh, but I don't remember what the fail was.
Yeah, I mean, I always enjoy them. You know,
Yeah.
I think it's a really good opportunity to explore your character. You know, It's all well and good when your hero's being a hero, but what about when they're not?
Well, I mean, and it's not even like there's something beautiful about trying your best and failing. Maybe I'm really like masochistic or something, but
no,
you know.
I don't think there's anything masochistic about it. I mean, I know that there are players out there that are petrified of failure.
Yeah, I have a friend who wants to win the game. Like ooh. Are you good? Speaking of critical failures.
Something fell. I have no idea what it is.
It's like I forgot on stream who's thunk over my work computer. So I'm just sitting there looking at the ground like, is everything okay over there? Like,
I don't know. If you start seeing smoke, just tell me.
Okay, sounds good. Sounds solid.
Critical failures. You have a friend who wants to win the game.
Yes, which for me, like, you don't win a tabletop role-playing game. But
no, but I mean, that's the whole thing about min-maxing and power game and all that. People want to win. People want to be the best. People want to be the center of attention.
Yeah, and that to me is so weird, especially after playing a game like Fabula, where there was a round where we all took an entire round, all of our turns, just beefing Stefan up. It was kind of entertaining.
That was quite funny. That was funny. Good. So yeah, that kind of brings me neatly on to how's the gaming week been? What have you been up to?
A lot.
Ooh.
We I mean, I had 2 games. Well, I had 2 games and something just kicked off this weekend, which I know we're going to talk about later. So you just asked a very loaded question. But I had the Void Runner game that I'm playing in was Sunday night, and holy hell, it was good.
Oh.
It was so good. It was creepy without being like overly done creepy.
Yeah.
The team worked well. It was good. Like, I think I discussed it one time where our group, our partiers or whatever, it's a sci-fi story. Yeah, part of people. Well, I'm not people. I'm robot. But yeah, we're on a planet, and we're on this like trapped area, basically, where the spaceships lose all connection. You plummet, right? So we were trying to reconnect the signal, cut off the signal, whatever, to make it so we can fly away, basically, make it back to our big quest. My entire character, I am a construct that is ancient. No one's ever seen one before. Like, I am antique, right? And I was deactivated until basically the princess, one of the other players, came of age, and then suddenly I just turned on. So I'm like her guardian, basically. So think like the Iron Giant type situation. But I came face to face with this giant tadpole monster with my, sonic, blade. Not sonic blade, I'm sorry. It's like a lightsaber, but it's not. It's Starglaive. There we go, Starglaive. And I'm just holding it there. I'm facing the face of danger. And as a player, I was like, don't move. I'm like, I'm on a fucking sofa. Like, I can move. But like, it was so tense in that moment that I'm like, I can't move. Ooh. So it was really good. We got the signal gone. We're flying away. We're continuing our quest. But it was really good. And then I'll let you share how Sunday morning went. Well, night for you, morning for me.
Oh, well, I mean, first of all, on Saturday, way before Sunday, I dusted off my old Pathfinder hat and I carried on with my Kingmaker campaign.
Yeah, I saw pictures. How did that go?
It went really well because I stopped giving a fuck.
Good. Fucking good. Stop giving a fuck.
It was, can I tumble through this enemy to get into flight? I went, yeah, I don't care.
Yeah.
Don't give a fuck. That's what you want to do. You fucking do it. Just roll to it. Yeah. And to be honest, I mean, it does sound quite sort of cynical now, but we actually had more fun because it without me having to sort of micromanage and making sure that players were, following the rules and all this. I could
play the game.
I could drift off for a second while they counted their own fucking squares.
That's fantastic.
I could check my emails and they're going 5, 10, 15, and I'm going, I need to get on top. Yeah, you missed. And then just carry on. Fuck them. That's Pathfinder.
Yeah.
It's you play and do your taxes at the same time. It's great.
Right? We did have a moment, speaking of math and counting, we had a moment with our Void Runner game where I have a reaction move where it's basically like if something is within 5 feet of me, when it moves or attacks, I have a reaction move that I can just slice into it if I want with my Starglaive. And I did like 28 points of damage to this thing and it didn't even flinch. And I'm going, okay, we're all dying. I got it. Like cool story.
So then after that, Sunday happened. Again, Sunday evening happened for me and Couch, and
Sunday morning for me.
Sunday morning for pretty much everyone else. We started doing our Fabula Ultima recording with our friend Natalie, who joined us. And then you had another player mysteriously appear all of a sudden.
All of a sudden, out of nowhere.
With I must say, the character I've got, I'm going to have so much fun with.
Why? Because you get to be belligerent and loud and annoying? Oh, wait, character? Or...
See, I'm not loud. I'm annoying. I'm not loud.
It's all love. You're not annoying. I've yet to see you be annoying.
Yeah, you do.
But I haven't seen you, like, GM either. I feel like you'd be annoying to me as a GM.
As a GM, I'm not annoying. I'm just an annoying person because it's fun.
Everyone in the chat is saying that sounds like a challenge.
What, for me to be an annoying?
I think so. Yeah,
that's no problem for me.
Yeah, you keep saying that, and yet I've yet to hear about this. What is it? The Delta Vertigo Green, whatever the game's called.
Delta Green. I'll run some Delta Green. It's just finding time. Like
I know.
100%.
I'm busting your ball. I'm 100% busting your balls because, like, right now I'm dead tired because it's been so busy. Like
I've just done another 12-hour shift.
Yeah, you're psychotic.
Yeah. But I got to the point today where I was kind of looking through threads and it's like, I'm going to kind of stay off this because I can sense my decorum slipping.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm not going to be the diplomat I'm normally known for.
I've done that in a game before where, like, I'm super, super interactive. Sorry, my hair, I need to, like, cut it or grow it out or something. It's at a horrible length. It's, like, in my way all the time. But no, I've done it in a game before where I'm like, all right, I'm super interactive. I can feel myself start to, like, get snippy with, like, other characters. I'm like, whoop, okay.
For me, it's not so much snippy. It's just that filter kind of falls away.
Yeah.
Whereas a lot of times I'd be a lot more diplomatic about some of the things I say to a certain subset of the population.
Yeah.
When the filter goes, I don't care.
Yeah.
And to be honest, it's funny as fuck. I can't say I don't have fun with it.
Oh, no, I'm sure you do have a lot of fun with it. I don't doubt that for a second. But yeah, Fabula, Couch ran Fabula on Sunday. Natalie joined us, which was amazing. It was
fantastic
really
character that Natalie brought in as well.
It was really fun watching, like, I know at least for two of us, I'm going to assume for Stefan too, but like three of us we played the game once, right? Not having a clue. Yeah. We just got our footing, having these two characters come in that just like, you guys knew the background, the settings, you guys were like, you understood the rule, and just kind of getting to watch you guys play at like a different caliber and different speed. I was like, okay, like, it was interesting. It's kind of like when you watch actual plays sometimes where you're going, oh, okay, I'm just going to like watch for a little bit because I get it. Like, it was really cool watching. Yeah.
It was good. And the reason I'm playing, because I wasn't going to initially, is because I took a step back from producing as much content.
Right.
So that gave me a bit more time. And I was speaking to Couch and I went, I'm going to have time to play now.
Yeah, as you should.
So we started talking characters. And obviously, I haven't played one in a while. I wanted to be a bard.
Yeah.
It's my favorite class. It's what I do well. So, so we started looking and we found the Chanter, which, holy fuck, that's a class.
Yeah.
That is an amazing class. Let me get started on that because what a fucking interpretation of a bard. And I've been a bard in like Pathfinder. I've been bard type characters in many other systems. But holy fuck, Fabula gets it right.
Yeah. It was cool.
Massively. But that aside, so I kind of went, I want to be a bard, this, that, and the other. And because it's like the sci-fi fantasy, my initial inspiration was Chris Tucker's character out of Fifth Element. Ruby, I think the name is.
Oh, you're gonna laugh. I stopped because I'm going, Chris Tucker's in Fifth Element. I keep forgetting that's him every time. I forget that's him. That is like one of my favorite movies, and he's so perfect. I just forget it's him every time. So you're like, Chris Tucker, Fifth Element, and I'm going.
So that was the initial idea, and then I came up with the concept of, they were a mascot or a face of this company that rejected them. And Couch went and posted Robin Sparkles out of How I Met Your Mother.
Oh my God.
And I was like, I like that. I like that. So one thing led to another, and basically I based my character loosely on Madonna.
Yeah, I was like, I'm sitting here watching you play, and I'm going, this seems vaguely familiar. It's like every washed up diva, and I was like, oh, it was cool.
So and to actually get to play that and just like, I think it was poor Natalie, her first interaction with my character is like, who the fuck are you?
Which is great because, like, there's like the three normies, right? And then she comes in as this like mystic, spell casting person, and she's kind of like, there's this tension of like, well, who are you? Well, who are you? And then like, you yelling like "fuck you" and throwing things at the TVs. You could just see her face being like, what just happened? It was great. It was fantastic. It's like the perfect like normal scenario, and then whoop, there went a can. What just happened? Or a glass, whatever it was.
Yeah, it was so fun. The way that class is built, just the chanting, where you get to pick a volume, you get to pick a key, and you get to pick something else, and the combination of those gives you a specific ability.
Yeah,
whether it's dealing 30 points of fire damage to every single enemy, which is for Fabula is huge.
Yeah. There's a couple times I'm just like, I'm just gonna sit here because like this is fun to watch, and there I'm doing nothing, so I'm just gonna be like, this is badass. Like, it was so cool when you took your mic out and used it as like a fucking staff. I mean, it wasn't a staff, but still, like, your weapon is your mic. I was like, that is the most anime bullshit thing I've ever seen, and I'm so here for it. I love it.
Again, that's based off Chris Tucker's character outfit, because he's got the long microphone. So it's like, can I have like a staff, but it's a microphone?
I'm gonna have to go watch that now. I really want to watch it now.
Me too. But it's
so good.
What a fucking session, and it was good. I mean, like parting the curtain a tiny bit. I'd played in that before.
Yeah. Yep.
Because Couch had run it for the other Fabula group, which I'm in. And so that's kind of why I didn't take part very much, because I kind of knew what was coming to a certain degree. He changed a couple of things, but I must say this party was far more efficient than the previous one. I mean, there was only 3 of us last time, and it was a bit high level, but I feel like this we did better. I told Chris this today. I was like, yeah, we did better.
Well, and again, like you know, you have the experience, you know what you're doing. It's always interesting going back and playing, like Shadowrun. First time I played Shadowrun, no fucking clue what I was doing. I would love to go back and play it again because I know I'd stomp that ground. Like, yeah, let's go. But nobody plays Shadowrun anymore. Nobody plays it. I understand why. I know the shit talking behind it. I get it, but still, like the vibe, I love it so much that I'll push through it. Like, it's good.
Every time I've been interested in it, because maybe a Humble Bundle's come up and it's Shadowrun this edition, Shadowrun that edition. I've gone onto one of the sort of communities that I'm in that deals with tabletop role-playing game. And I've kind of gone, hey guys, this is cheap, and what is it like? And I've just received just like a never-ending slew of fucking horrific messages, not aimed at me, aimed at the system.
No, yeah, like they need to update it. They need to update it. And it's like, what are y'all doing, man? But that's, neither here nor there.
Yeah, I would be interested in trying it because I think the setting sounds really cool.
Yeah, the setting's amazing. The story's amazing. I love the classes. I love the way that they integrate. Integrate?
Right? Yeah. Well done,
Man.
You're Englishing better today. It's good.
I am Englishing better today. You know what's funny though? I haven't had any caffeine today, so that might be it. That might be something.
That might be it. That you may be functioning on a normal wavelength.
But I also feel like super slow and sleepy. So like,
you don't seem super slow.
I feel
you're kind of like that fucking chipmunk out of Over the Hedge.
What?
The squirrel, not a chipmunk. The squirrel. You never seen Over the Hedge?
A long time ago. I'm trying
Where
to
he has
remember.
an
I'm
energy
trying to
drink
make
and
me
everybody
offended.
stops. That's kind of
yeah. No, that's fair. Hammy.
Thank you, Sam from chat. Yes, Hammy.
Yes, Sam. Yeah, that's not completely false because like that's yeah, just call me Hammy. It's my new name. Get rid of Atlas. I'm Hammy now. Big old ham.
So I have just seen our friend Craig. He is in the chat.
He is in the chat.
Craig does, however, have some developments.
Yeah, that's actually when we were talking about our gaming for the weekends. That's what I was going to hit on because I am all over the place with that. But you go ahead. You explain it because you're going to explain better, and then I'll go all ham on it.
Okay, so Craig is the man behind Shadowlight and Persona. Fantastic system. I've had the pleasure of playing it once. I'm going to have the pleasure of playing it again very fucking soon.
Yeah.
I'm really looking forward to it. It's quick, it's dynamic, it's a great system. September is his birthday month.
Mm-hmm. Happy birthday!
Happy birthday when it comes, Craig. I shall send you some erotic pictures.
Oh.
I'll be naked holding a bat'leth.
Oh, God. Poor Craig.
But for his birthday month, he has started a Persona game jam where you can come in and just create something with his game, for his game, and I've signed up to it.
Me too.
Yep.
It's my first one.
Because I clearly don't have enough to do.
Yeah, no, you've got buckets of time on your hands.
I've signed up for that, and I've also signed up for RP's Songs and Sagas one as well.
Oh, yeah.
So I've got ideas. I've got ideas for what I want to do for Craig's.
I do too. And Craig's is my first game jam, so I'm excited that I get to have a friend be my first dive into that whole concept.
Yeah.
I have some ideas. I just don't know if they'll work. I feel like I'm going to throw in a whole bunch of projects, and he's like, "What the fuck, Atlas?" But it'll be fun. It'll be fun. One of my more simple ones is I'm hands down making a character sheet, an actual form fillable character sheet for different vibes.
That's
and
really
themes.
good. That's a really
I'm
good
super excited
idea.
for it. I've already been working on it. It's so cool.
I want to do something with the system. I've got an idea for a setting of sorts. And I don't know how fleshed out it's going to be by the time I release it. But I want to get the system and I want to do something quite radical with it.
I'm still reading through the actual, he's put up a bunch of... Also, by the way, for listeners that are listening and have no idea what we're talking about, game jams are basically... here's a system, play with it, do what you want with it, basically.
Yeah, it's basically... It's...
like music jam.
To a point. Yeah, it's a bit of an improv sort of. Here's the system. Here's the SRD for it. Do what you want. I was quite unfamiliar with the term until I met RP, and he was talking about his game jam. And then all of a sudden, it's one of these things that the moment I've heard it, then all of a sudden I start seeing it everywhere.
Yep, I'd never heard of it, and then. It wasn't RP, it was somewhere else. And I was like, that looks weird and intimidating, and I'm too scared to talk to other gamers. And then I saw RPs, and then Craig was like, well, I'm doing one. And that, I'll do that. I trust Craig. I like Craig. I like Craig's material. I like his game. I'm doing that. So
yeah, it is a good game.
Yeah, I'm doing something as well, for the actual, system itself. I just don't know if I'll get to be able to finish it in time, but we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna try finish it in time. I'll see. But
season.
But yeah, exactly. I will do my very best. But if you want to get more information, you can always check out Craig's itch.io at craighatler.itch.io, and I'm sure that somewhere in there you'll be able to find where the game jam is.
That's a lot of words, Craig.
Also, just another little bit of a check-in with some of our friends, and people we care about. Couch, we have mentioned it. Couch has got his baby now. He's got his show.
Yeah,
where it's all Couch again. I'm playing in it. I'll push the button to record and I'll do the editing, but it is Couch's story, and we are so fucking here for it. And also another bit of news.
Also, hang on, time out, because
show.
Couch is also doing the artwork.
They are going to be. The artwork
for
what,
Fabula. He did the character art for it, and it's amazing.
Yeah,
so, Couch, do more art.
He has done it. Yeah, he has done. Yeah, he did the character art himself, and it's fantastic.
Yeah, it's really good.
Really evocative of the setting, and really evocative of what we wanted as characters.
So good.
So it's phenomenal. So check that out when we start releasing it. I haven't got a date yet, but
pay
attention. We don't even have a title yet, so that's a closed doors conversation.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Tabletop Tail Spinners, friend of the show, they're going to be running a one-shot very soon. And have you ever heard of The Darkest House?
No.
All right, so The Darkest House is a system-agnostic horror module produced by Monty Cook Games. And the whole philosophy behind it is you can take any character out of any system and drop it into this, and it will work.
What?
Now, I own this particular piece of work, and I cannot look at it because one of the players in this Tabletop Tail Spinners thing is going to be yours truly.
Nice. Okay.
So
look at you.
So we're going to create. Yeah. So we're going to create Monster Heart characters. So if you don't know what Monster Hearts is, it's powered by the Apocalypse game, and it's all about teen monsters, as it were.
Yep.
Vampires, ghouls, ghosts, blah, blah, blah.
I have not seen it in game form, but I have heard someone be like Monster Hearts, like the cool kids version of Monster High, which is a doll set.
Yeah, basically. Yeah, basically that's it. So we're going to have these characters built in Monster Hearts, but we're getting dropped into the Darkest House by Monty Cook Games. So we're going to be recording that in October.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that'll
be fun, and then good time to record it too. Like, hello, I was actually just thinking that like spooky season is coming upon us. I really want to do something with it, and I don't know. I don't want to say anything because I don't want to commit myself to like, oh well, Atlas said on the show she's going to do this thing, but I'm thinking about doing a thing. We'll see if it happens.
Well, what I wanted to do for spooky season is probably not good because we talked about it in Traveler's Chalice.
Yeah, yes, we did.
Before it was the Traveler's Chalice. But anyway, that's the point. So I had an idea of doing something quite big for spooky season.
Huge.
It's not going to happen this year, but it's most definitely going to fucking happen next year. There was a slight wrinkle in the plan, which kind of derailed everything.
Oh, that's a bummer.
But by next year, everything will be a bit more solidified.
Fun.
And I can start putting the work in from the get-go.
Okay.
But yeah, and I've got the perfect name for it, but I'm not going to say it because someone's going to steal it.
Oh yeah, you told me about that actually. I remember that. No, that's going to be good. I am thinking about not shutting down. That's the wrong word. Opening the doors. We'll see.
Shutting down and opening the doors just happens to be opposite things.
No, my art stream is usually on Saturdays at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, whatever it's called. I'm actually thinking about for October not doing that and switching it so that we have multiple games running at the same time of spooky themes throughout the month of October.
Delta Green could happen then.
Yeah. So we'll see. But that's I have a month to pull that together, and I don't really know if I want to devote that much energy and time into something since I'm still in training. But by then I should be kind of sort of getting out of training, which we'll see. Which, by the way, if I seem like non active on social media or tired all the time, it's because of training. Just saying. Like, I will go back to normal soon. But God, I didn't realize it's gonna be this hard. It's hard. Old people are hard. What?
That sounds like a sex thing.
No. What the sex thing was
what
the girthy
house are you?
The girthy spike on Sunday. That
was girthy.
That was girthy. That was
so old people are hard, apparently.
Well,
there are pills for that.
There are
pills for that.
Oh God. Anyways.
All right. Anyways, so you kind of touched on something you touched on earlier. I kind of want to circle back to and make it look like I know what I'm doing.
Oh yeah, we know what we're doing.
So, actual plays, the playing of the actual kind. The sort of shit we do, where we basically we play a game and we record it. All right. So when or before the actual release of the new D&D book, there was some discourse on Threads, and I didn't really look into it because D&D could not give a fuck.
Right.
But the discourse I found quite interesting because I believe, and, you know, if I'm wrong, then just keep it to your fucking self. I don't care.
It's fine. I have no mind telling you.
There was something in the new D&D PHB which basically said, you know, to get a better grip on playing the game, watch some actual plays.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
Right. And so a lot of the discourse was people kind of going, what do you think? And I kind of want to, I know it's been a couple of weeks now, but seeing as you touched on it, let's kind of talk about it.
Yeah,
sure. Do you think actual plays are useful for learning a system? And if so, how useful are they and how much attention should you pay?
So I'm boring. You're not going to get a hot take from me. I'm not going to sit here and be like, yeah, they're amazing. Actual plays are like the gold of the earth. And I'm not going to sit here and be like, you know, actual plays are shit. I think with anything else in life, there's a healthy balance. I wanted to play D&D. Like, I didn't know there were other games when I was introduced to TTRPGs. But I wanted to play D&D, and I had nobody to play it with me. And finally, a friend of a friend of a friend connected us together with a GM. And I was like, I'm super nervous. I don't know what I'm getting myself into. Highly, like, anxious. And he was like, sit down, watch these YouTube videos. And he flat out told me, he's like, it will not be like this, but you get an idea of what the gameplay will be like. And I was like, okay. And I watched it and I hated it. But I hated that, loved the concept of the game. So because I went into it knowing like, oh, it's not going to be exactly like, because he was like, think of it, this is a movie production of the game. I'm like, okay, fine. So I did that.
That's a good way of putting it, to be fair.
Yeah. And that's why it's like, I think that they can be. Should they be taken as scripture of like, this is how it should go? No, absolutely not. Because like, I think there's a beauty in, we'll take Fabula. Perfect example. We just talked about it. I had never heard of it. I didn't see anything about it. I had no idea what I was getting myself into. I'm pretty sure that the game in my head was something completely different than what it actually is. But you could say watching an actual play of that would have been helpful because then I would have been like, got it. But at the same time, I kind of liked not, because then the thing in my head that Couch was like making was so unique, because it wasn't like, oh, it's like so-and-so. Oh, it's like so-and-so. Oh, it's like, nope, this is 100% Couch is my first exposure to it. So I think there's pros and cons both ways.
I mean, it's weird because I wouldn't have picked up Delta Green had it not have been for the Glass Cannon podcast.
Okay.
Because they play Get in the Trunk and they've got their own take on it. Funny as fuck. And I think there is a certain amount of learning that you can do by watching an AP.
Absolutely.
Even something like for me, one of my favorite actual plays of all time, and hands down for me the best, is the Adventure Zone Balance. 3 guys and their dad, essentially,
go on a hunting trip.
As part of their normal podcast, kind of went, should we play D&D?
Oh,
let's do it. And they did, and it fucking blew up. You know, and these guys had no fucking clue about the rules, or a very limited amount. So their entire campaign is really loose in terms of following rules and this, that, and the other. But at the very least, you can get a feel for what it's like at a table.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's actually, that was just brought up in chat, which is kind of what I was thinking, is that it's like, I like the vibe of the game you get from an actual play, but so many DMs do things differently that you don't really know how you want to do it. You don't really know the rules of it by watching an actual play. So like you said, like the style in the game, absolutely. But learning, like,
I think in terms of the rules, it depends on the actual play.
Yeah.
The Glass Cannon are very much more rules focused than others.
Yeah.
So they will stop and kind of go, no, because the book says this, and they will read you that passage in the book, and they will discuss, and then the GM will kind of go, right, this is what I'm going to rule. So you do get an impression of the rules.
That's good.
Especially when they're playing like Delta Green.
Yeah.
Even our stuff, when we put them out, when we do the crit list.
Oh, yeah.
a lot of times is, okay, you're rolling this because of this. Couch was doing it last night.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. That was
You know.
That was one of my favorite moments. Natalie want to do this really cool thing for people who haven't like seen it yet or it's not aired yet. It won't be for a while. It won't ruin anything. But Natalie want to do this really cool thing. And it was decided like, oh, that doesn't really apply to the situation. And Couch just kind of explained the situation anyways. And I loved that. I super appreciated that because I was like, it doesn't matter if we're doing it or not. Thank you, Couch, for explaining why the fuck and how the fuck. Because I'm like, as a new player, I'm going, what? She might as well just spoke in Chinese to me. I have no fucking clue what she's talking about. There was ticks and rituals and turns, and I'm like, what? Like, so as a new player, I was like, that right on, Couch. That was awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think it is important. And a lot of times I've kind of gone, I'm not entirely sure about this system.
Yeah.
And the first thing I've done is I've gone onto YouTube or whatever, and just typed in system, actual play.
And see, I've also had the opposite too, where I've watched an actual play. I'm like, I will never want to play the system. And I got my hands on the book and read it. I'm like, oh, but I would play it this way, and I'm totally want to run this. So like I said, I don't think that's a blanket statement answer. I think it depends on the actual play. I think it depends on the system. I think it depends on the GM. And I think it depends on the players. Like,
so, but on a, like, I mean, I know it's not a blanket answer, but to be fair, neither of us are equipped to actually give proper answers.
Oh, fuck no.
But I would say that there is, because, you know, it was Wizards of the Coast that printed it in their book, and obviously anything they do, they're going to get backlash. Well, fucking deserved, but they're going to get backlash.
Right.
So a lot of it, and I kind of agree. I kind of go, you know, if you want to learn D&D, go fucking watch early seasons of Critical Role.
Yeah, like it is a fact. I don't care what anyone's opinion is. D&D has so much content out for so many years that finding examples of what that looks like is so easy. And then Critical Role made it super mainstream, right? So like it is, you can type in how to play D&D, and 9 times out of 10 you're gonna get Critical Role result. Cool. Good on them. Not my jam, but good on them, right? I think that's great. Your players don't know what to play, instead of gatekeeping and being like, well, you need to find a table, and it's just like, go to YouTube. Go to YouTube, find an actual play.
I mean, I'll always recommend. I mean, like every system that I have run at some point, I've watched an actual play. Even if it's just to kind of pay attention and just kind of go, okay, so this prompts this.
Kids on Bikes. Perfect example.
Kids on Bikes.
I keep hearing people like, oh, it was so much fun. And I read the gist of it without buying the book, because I don't want to buy the book if I don't want to like it. It's like, I couldn't tell. I was like, I could either love this or hate this. I really couldn't tell, because of the gameplay. The concept, the story idea, love it. The gameplay, I was like, and then I went and watched, I don't remember who it was. Somebody played it, and I watched a clip of them playing it, and I was like, I could work with that. Okay.
It is a fun. I mean, I didn't have that experience. I just went in and played.
Yeah.
But for me, the APs are important for GMing. For me.
Yeah.
I won't watch it till I would rather learn how to play by playing.
Yep.
Now, 9 times out of 10 when I'm learning a new system, I don't even look the fucker up.
See, and that was exactly like, I feel you, because with Level Up, everyone's like, oh, Justin, it's D&D. It's really not. Like, it is 5e, but they've changed so much of it. It's really not anymore. I felt comfortable enough just kind of slipping into that and learning the new mechanics and like figuring it out, which was still intimidating, because I'm like, I don't know anybody who plays this system that I could ask them how this works or how this works, but I'm going to go for it anyways. And that's how I feel about Household. I am going to GM that game. I want to play it, but I'm not going to get a chance to play it before I GM it. But I'm just going to jump in. I'm not even going to look for an actual play. I'm just going to jump in, and I'm going to figure it out.
No, for me, when I'm learning a system as a player, I like to go in with no preconceived notions. I like to go in, and I like to say to the GM, this is what I want to do. Translate that for me. And they will kind of go, all right, well, this is an action, and this is, and they will translate what I want to do into mechanics. And I will understand.
Yeah.
Whereas I'm a GM, I would much rather load up something on YouTube and just kind of go, right, let's see how they're playing this. And just get an idea. At the very least, you're going to know the basic mechanics.
Yeah.
And walk away kind of going, all right, so Blades in the Dark. Right, so.
You know what would be super smart? If every company just started putting out little video snippets of how to play. Like,
I think Monte Cook do that.
Do they? They're onto something then. I think everybody should do
Monty
it.
Cook do that. Seth Sarkowski, I think his name is. He does that as well. I can't remember what he's created, but he's created quite a few fucking systems. And he comes out and basically shows people how to play.
Oh, that's cool. I super appreciate that.
There was a YouTube channel, and I don't know if it exists anymore, which was quite literally how to play.
Mm-hmm.
So they do these like 10, 15-minute videos of, okay, how to play Shadowrun.
Yeah.
And what it would do, it would break down the core mechanics of, okay, so this is what you need to roll. These are your stats, blah, blah, blah. And it was really informative. I'll have to have a look, see if they carry on doing that, because it is
I'm curious.
a fucking great resource.
Yeah. Yeah, it's so smart. With today's technology, it is so easy to do. Really, video of like, hey, here's this mechanic, here's how it applies. Like, go, do it.
If I had more time, I would do that. I do not have time.
I'm taking buckets of time, John. Come on. You were just talking about how you had nothing to do and you were so bored.
That's why I got game jams. I got game jams because of that.
Yeah, right?
I got game jams to keep me busy. So yeah, Shadowlight and Persona, but yeah, I do think there is a validity to saying that you can learn from APs.
You can.
The only thing I would caution is keep your expectations realistic.
Yes, like again, there's that keyword can. You can learn from APs. Doesn't mean you should all the time. It doesn't all mean that you should yeah.
No, yeah, I mean, the expectations thing, that's a big one.
Yes, it is. And that's across the board.
I saw them on YouTube and they were doing like this. Fuck off, back to YouTube.
Right? Yeah. I can't. Yeah, expectations need to be very realistic. And it's funny too because you know what? We're not going down that rabbit hole. Never mind.
Come on, go down it. Go down the rabbit hole.
I also think there's expectations of like these people made it big and they're successful by doing actual plays. I'll throw this on the YouTube and I'll be like them. I got a cough. Hang on.
All right. So while she's coughing, I'm going to go ahead and I'll give a little shout out to our partners. Yeah, I mean, what a perfect time. While Atlas is dying, I'm going to go ahead and, just shout out to our friends. 13th. Sorry, do you mind?
I do mind.
Do you mind dying quietly, please? I've our partners support us. We need to, your death cannot come in the way of that.
If I die, Third Moon Games will come and resurrect me. I'm just saying. I have full faith in them.
Well, I'm glad you do. So 13th Moon Games is a family-run indie game company out of Wyoming, USA that created the tabletop role-playing game Covenant Crucible, a game of modern-day witchcraft who can and potentially will resurrect Atlas. If you can imagine the John Wick movies and the Last Witch Hunter movie got together and had a really pretty baby, Covenant Crucible would be it. You want to learn more? Interested in joining the official Discord game? Just check them out on Instagram. Then also, I want you guys to step into a universe where fandoms collide. Welcome to Crossing the Nerdverse, your ultimate portal to all things geeky and glorious. Whether you're into comics, gaming, sci-fi, or resurrecting Atlas, we've got you covered. Discover exclusive interviews, epic debates, and insider tips from your favorite creators. Join the adventure at crossingthenerdverse.com and unleash your inner nerd. Embrace the passion, celebrate the culture. Crossing the Nerdverse, where every fan finds their place. And lastly, check out our merch store where you can find t-shirts, hoodies, desk mats, and other items, either with our logo or our supernatural-inspired waffle-on design or our recently created Moves Like Atlas design. If you want to support us more directly, you can head to our Ko-fi page and make a one-time donation or subscribe to our $3 a month tier, which will give you exclusive Discord access and a mention in our credits. And as always, the best way to support us is by hitting that subscribe button and telling your friends about us.
Hi there. Are you looking for a new D&D podcast? Why not check out Dice Company? We've got high stakes.
Inside that small, adorable chinchilla lies an enormity of demonic magic.
Drama.
Vander, automaton, save the ship!
Comedy.
All right, gents. I'm working on a poem. Do you want to hear it? It's called Sadness.
And a sentient automaton.
I find this to be acceptable.
Come escape with us. Dice Company, wherever you get your podcasts.
So what are you reading? You've read something. What the fuck are you reading?
You're talking about merch, and Couch just goes, shower curtain with your faces on it. I'm like, time out. No. That's gonna... I don't know if I want to feel that many fantasies.
Couch, if you're fucking buying it, I'm selling it.
Oh, man.
You know, I can even customize it. You can have me with glasses or without glasses.
Oh, we do a lot for our supporters. And with that, I'm just going to say we love our supporters and our subscribers and our viewers and our listeners and our chit-chatters, which is why next week you and I will be speaking differently.
Have you actually started looking into that? Have you started making any plans?
I have.
Yeah, me too.
What the hell? I think someone's racing out in the village. I don't know if y'all can hear that or not. Probably. Well, so I live somewhere where it's like the village. Like, it literally, you don't say downtown. Like, oh, so you just came from the village. I'm like, way to make that sound creepy.
That sounds culty.
Right? Right?
That sounds.
But I'm 100% here for it. I love it. Love it because they're so. Love it. Anyways. But then also 20 minutes down the road is super big, famous motocross racetrack.
Right, fair
so enough. It's weird because 1 minute it's oh, we live in the middle of the mountains and there's nothing here, and then boom, engines. And it was anyways. But anyways, my point was, yes, I have. Speaking of actual plays, I've been looking at YouTube videos and practicing.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of stuck on which way I want to go with it, because one of the things I was thinking was pick a character. I'm picking an American character, obviously.
Okay.
Just imitating them for the entire episode.
Ooh, okay.
I've got a character in mind as well, so
that's not a bad idea. Maybe I should take that approach.
Because that at least in my estimation, that will keep it within a realm of similarity. Whereas if I kind of start just doing a generic American accent, I'm going to go all over the States. I will start out on one side and I will end up probably down south, because
I'm going to do that. I'm going to be speaking British, and then next thing I know, y'all are going to be like, oh, you were on this side and then you're on that side and then you're this. I don't care. It's for the fun of it.
So yeah, I'm thinking I'm going to get a character and I'm going to focus on trying to imitate that character. I'm not going to imitate it. I'm not good. But at least that's the cadence I'm going to go for, because it will keep me very, very close to what I intend.
Interesting.
Now, I've got a couple of characters in mind.
And that actually does segue. Chat has a great question, Connell. Do you guys do research into a character you want to play? If you want to play a washed-up singer, do you watch some old documentaries? Or documentaries, no. I think is how you announce it.
No, not that much, because I feel like it'll give me a preconceived notion of where I want to go. Whereas if I just come in and kind of go, this is what I've got, everything that happens can then form my decisions going forward. So yeah, I mean, I did take some very brief sort of cues from Madonna's career, but
right.
that's because that's the one that came to mind.
Counts. I feel like that counts though, because you technically did I don't know. I
didn't research.
I don't do research, but I do watch YouTube videos on accents and areas. If I'm going to say my character is from a very real area, I go check out that area. I go kind of get the vibe of it, just because I don't want to be that person that's misrepresenting in a very blatantly dumb way.
I don't do that. I will for example, Delta Green is all based in the States.
Yeah. Well,
when I started playing with Couch and all them, it's I'm not gonna keep up trying to do an American accent for an entire session.
Well, no.
So you guys are just gonna have the suspension of disbelief.
I like that.
This is what a Bostonian accent sounds like.
I'm always so scared because I don't want to say oh yeah, she's from London and this that, because I can't. I really can't. Y'all are gonna laugh so hard when you hear my accent next week. But...
I mean, let's not forget who the fuck is starting out the show. Whose accent they're gonna hear first?
Oh yeah. No, you are.
No, I'm gonna have to make an entertaining intro while sounding weird because I'm going to sound weird.
I don't think you will, though. I mean, you will to yourself, but I don't think you're going to sound weird to, like, other people. Oh, speaking of you sounding weird, y'all, John used the Riverside AI to make, like, his voice thing. Oh, my gosh. I have never been so creeped out before. Like,
I wonder if I can upload that and play that here because it's
I don't
fucking scary. It's really fucking scary. You vamp from it. You talk.
Yeah, no, okay,
and
so
let me
like,
see if I can find it.
I am for AI in certain circumstances. There we go. That's an English word. But as an artist, I'm like so vehemently against it that I don't support it in any shape, way, or form. Okay. I don't judge people that do. I'm not going to get into that conversation. But John did this thing where he uploads a video, and if you want a Bostonian, listen to Ben Affleck and Matt Damon. I tried. I still can't do Boston rap. I fucking hate that. Anyways, but no, John uploaded this AI voice of himself, and it was like, he goes, I sound drunk. I don't sound like me. I sound like this. And I couldn't even pick out the parts that he was making fun of himself for. All I could pick out was it was the most horrifying thing I've ever heard, because it did sound like him. Like, I'm going, that's John, but it's not John. It had some hardcore Uncanny Valley going on, but audio style, which I didn't know was a thing. I'm just like, never do that again, please.
Where was it? I think I did it in the Traveler's Chalice.
I think it's in the Traveler's Chalice. It's God.
No, I'm gonna see if I can upload this to Riverside because it's fucking creepy.
It's creepy as hell. And someone's gonna be like, "Oh, it sounds like him. It's a great AI code." Like, sure, whatever. But like, if you,
no one's gonna say that. No fucker's gonna say that.
I don't know.
All right, let me 1 second. No, it does not say. You can tell that it is trying to impersonate me.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like the Uncanny Valley thing where it's kind of like, you know, SW. I'm not going to say it because I live in the mountains now. But like, so situations like, if I heard that coming from outside, I know something is impersonating you. It's trying to get me to come outside. I'm not doing that.
Yes.
Yes. Like, I'm not, like, no.
All right. Okay. I think I can. If I hit live, I've never actually done that. I've never actually played anything via Riverside, so I have
We're about to hear his whole porn collection, guys. Watch out! Plug your ears.
Yeah, there's gonna be animal sounds. It's weird.
Oh, God.
All right. Welcome to Too Legit to Crit, a tabletop role-playing podcast hosted by two people who thought that swapping accents for an episode was a good idea. That's face.
I get goosebumps, and Max like, "Oh, it's so good." I just was like, "There's something wrong with it."
There's like, but it kind of like Couch's put. It's like it's northern, it's Cockney, it's Cornwall. I think there's some Australian there because at the end it's like, idea. It's kind of really fucking creepy.
Man, yeah, no, thank you.
But yeah, that is. If you hear me sounding like that, it is because I'm trying to lure you outside to kill you.
Yeah, actually don't run. I found that out. You're actually not supposed to run away when you hear things in the woods here. You're supposed to calmly walk away. If you run, it's bad. The stuff I'm learning here is weird.
So when you say hear things in the woods, what are we talking? Bears?
No, like if I hear another human or I hear something that I can't figure out what it is, or I hear a whistle, things like that, you're not supposed to run away. You're supposed to calmly, like, quickly walk away. Yeah. There's like a whole thing here that I thought was a joke because I've heard things on YouTube before and like on the internet, and the locals, I don't know if they're trying to fuck with me, which they could be, but
see, the locals are basically telling you when we see you in the woods, just don't run. Don't run. Just walk away slowly. It's the safest thing to do.
I was joking with one of my neighbors, and I'm surrounded by elderly, and I love them. I have the best neighbors ever. And we were joking about it. We were flat out joking about it. I'm like, yeah, right? Like the people like the sounds in the woods. No, actually.
So I have a feeling today's title is going to be something along the lines of that, although I can't use the word erection in YouTube titles.
Yeah, no.
I really want to, though.
No. That's like, no. You're going to have to mispronounce it, just like they did like the Dirty 20. The dirty.
I'll just have to put like hard old people or something like that.
Old people are hard. There you go. Old people are hard. Yeah.
Yeah, old people are hard. Yeah.
Separate the words. Make it a little bit so YouTube doesn't catch you. They're coming for you.
Well, I mean that can be taken in very, very many ways. So I don't think I'll have a problem with that.
Everything
I will
we
have
say can
problems
be taken.
if I use the word erection, I'm fucked.
I mean, yeah. I mean, that's kind of the point. All right, we're getting off topic.
So yeah, I mean, it always ends up. We always descend into penis jokes. Somehow.
We do. Very girthy 5-inch spikes.
Yep, exactly.
Oh
so
my
if
God.
you guys want to hear more of that, $3 and up, and you can come and join the Traveler's Chalice.
Yes, which
It's
right
all
now are
cock and ball jokes.
Which right now the Traveler's Chalice, our supporters. Thank you, by the way, Couch, for making the accent thing happen next week. He was our third subscriber.
He was. So
and then of course
thank you very
Craig
much.
was their first. Coddle's a nice little sandwich in the middle. You know, we got some good.
How are you not
subscribers.
making that sexual?
Because I can do it with a straight face.
I can do it with a straight face as well. I can do it with an erection.
It's not sexual unless Craig's wharf is involved. We've talked about this.
Craig's wharf is always involved.
Yes. But
Craig's wharf always involved. So let's go on to another topic.
Please.
Just to kind of close out the show. Speaking of hard, let's talk about system design.
Oh yeah.
Boom, segue. We haven't done a proper segue since Justin went on his sabbatical.
Right? Yeah. Well, no, I did a really good one when you were offline. When we lost you, I did a pretty good segue there, but it was one.
Fair enough. But
Just
yeah,
one.
I think we need to bring the segues back. In honor of Justin. Justin,
Yes.
fucking come back, dude.
Right? He was sick for a while.
Yeah.
So send him
Yeah, he
well
wasn't
wishes and
well.
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
but
dropped in and
hopefully-
was like, hey, you still alive? He's like, yeah, dude, I just had some issues. And I was like, the word hospital got brought up. I'm like, dude, fucking go drink some water.
Yes. Quite unfortunate, but touch wood. He makes a speedy recovery and he comes back and joins us.
Right? Yeah.
We're missing the still.
We, yeah.
But anyway, so let's talk system design. So we have talked about the sort of vibe that we want to do, whether we want it to be sort of system agnostic or whether we want it. And we kind of settled on let's go as system agnostic as possible.
Yeah.
So the question I pose to you now is, how crunchy do you want it?
Whew. That's a trick question.
How crunchy are we talking? Because
I like crunch.
there are various scales
I know
of system crunch.
I'm a texture girl. I like to put potato chips in my crunchy peanut butter and jelly sandwiches.
Okay, yeah.
Okay. I like it crunchy. But you get to Shadowrun crunchy and you kind of loses the
Yeah, I mean, I've never played Shadowrun. My example of crunchy would be Pathfinder, which
Pathfinder is not as bad as Shadowrun. I'll just
Is
tell
it
you
not?
right now. No. Not in crunch levels.
I mean,
But
I'm actually going to be careful with what I say there, to be honest.
Oh.
Yeah, because I was going to kind of go, Rollmaster is crunchy. However, I think Rollmaster falls into its own category, and I kind of lump that in with Delta Green.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas, yes, it's mechanically heavy,
Mm-hmm.
but that's on the GM.
Yeah.
It's not mechanically heavy for the player. For the player, it's simple. It's straightforward. But it is the GM that has to kind of go, right, I need to look this up. Okay, so this means that means that. Rollmaster being the daddy of them all.
Yeah.
There are tables, pages and pages and pages of tables for if you get hit wearing a particular armor. It has this effect and that effect. So I think Rollmaster and Delta Green kind of fall into their own sort of...
That's fair. I like to feel like I'm playing a game, personally. Like, if I'm going to sit around and play pretend with my friends, we're just going to talk about it, I can do that with, like, literally anytime. I like to feel like I'm playing a game. I do like some crunch. I don't like so crunchy that it's painful. You know? Like, nobody wants to cut their teeth on chips or anything.
Yeah.
But, like, I must be hungry. I'm using a lot of food analogies.
There's a lot of food analogies coming out.
No, Shadowrun is crunchy in combat. The magic system's great. Hacking is a nightmare. I love hacking. But again, when I'm hacking in Shadowrun, it is no longer I'm playing Shadowrun. It is my sole entire focus and purpose is that hacking. Like, you lose everything else. So, like, that's different. I don't want that. Like, I think it should be...
Cyberpunk 2020 was a bit like that with the hacking rules.
Oh, really? I've played the video game, but I haven't played like the game, like the TTRPG.
I played Cyberpunk Red. I played the newer version.
Oh, yeah?
It was...
How was it?
I didn't mind it. The book is fucking atrocious.
Okay.
Like, just to find something in that fucking book. And that put me off the system.
Yeah, unfortunately, like, I know people like, don't judge a book by its cover. And as an artist, I'm like, no, you do, though. People see first. They see first before they do anything else. To read, you have to see. And I'm like, aesthetics matter, man. Like, books, like, the layouts matter. Like, how you word things matter. Yeah. I know people are like, nah, it's just a game. It's not that big of a deal. It really is. It really is.
One of the topics we will be covering in this little subsection, we do have a topic for layout, and we'll get to that. But, I mean, right now, we're going into how crunchy. Do you like You're Powered by the Apocalypse, which
I haven't played it, so I don't know.
Narrative, Blades in the Dark, which is a bit more. Cypher is a medium crunch. Then you've got D&D, then the Pathfinders, and then your Rollemasters. And
my favorite idea is like our dear friend Andrea, where he's like, these are the rules. If you don't like them, change it. Like, I like that. I like that a lot. I know some people be like, what's the point of making rules? I get that. But like,
But to be fair, a lot of systems do that.
Exactly. And we all do that. We've talked about it in chat today. Like, it's one of those things where it's like, if you don't like something, change it. So I like crunch, but I don't like super crunchy. I like narrative, but if I'm just going to sit around and talk with my friends, I can do that with some coffee in my couch.
Don't get me wrong, I do like to play a game, but I also like the presence of a GM to be more than interpreting rules.
Yes.
I like the presence of a GM to kind of go, all right, this is what I'm presented with. What do you think? And have communication with the players where it isn't, okay, so on page 794, it says if I do this, this is what happens. Rather than, okay, between the players and the GM, they have this collaborative moment and kind of go, right, tell me what this looks like. Tell me what happens. Tell me... and I like that to happen with a certain subset of the rules as well.
I think I am super spoiled because what you just described is like the only thing I've ever experienced. I've never had a GM that was like rule lore master. Like, all right, the rules set, like, it's always been super narrative, super collaborative, super like, I mean, yes, rules implemented and like, can I do this? Well, no, but tell me why, what you're wanting to do, and like we'll figure something out. Like I've always had that experience. So I am spoiled when it comes to GMs, I think.
I mean, I haven't had like a negative experience with GMs. I haven't had like GMs that were massively rules focused.
Yeah.
I've played systems where the players have too much access to the rules.
That's fair. To
the point where the players kind of go, no, you can't make this ruling because the book says this.
The rules say this. Well, was. We're going to call them was. The actuallys. Was.
But, I mean, unfortunately, when you have a system which is dedicated to that, which the more fun that you have in the system is dependent on your system mastery.
Yeah.
That is when you have that problem. In Pathfinder, the more fun you have is the better you know the system. So the better you know the system is when you as a player or players at your table will kind of go, no, because the rule says I can do this and this. And the power is stripped away from the GM entirely.
Yeah.
And yes, the GM can be someone like me who will go, no.
Yeah.
But good luck holding onto a table.
Right. Connell did that with us for, I think, Fading Suns. He gave us everything we needed to build a character. Like, we had access to whatever we needed in order to understand the world, the character, everything like that. But the rules, he's like, please don't find the book. Please don't find the book and read the rules. And that was to kind of keep us disassociated from that GM role. And we had so much fun as players. I have no fucking clue what he ran because I don't even know. To this day, I could not tell you how that game runs. But, like, it was so much fun to play. It was so good.
I like the idea. I think it's Paranoia. I may be wrong. I think it's Paranoia, where they have one book for the players and one book for the GM, and the rules are different.
Oh my god, I love that.
And it's fucking phenomenal.
I love that so much.
Says I can do this, and well, actually, you little fucker. No,
oh my
you can't.
god, that's amazing.
Yeah.
That's brilliant.
Yeah. I think that's fantastic, especially for a game called Paranoia.
Yeah.
It's bringing a whole,
but also,
whole
like,
meta element into it.
Can we just, I'm sorry, I'm going to be the person, and y'all can tell me I'm wrong, but, like, you're playing a game. If the GM says something, fucking respect it. Like, I'm sorry, if a GM tells me no, I take it and run with it. Now, like, if it is a hardcore, like, oh my gosh, I really need to do this, and I'm told no, then I'll be like, okay, like I said, well, what I'm wanting to do is this. Is there any way we can do this, something similar, like work around it? But, like, for the GM to be like, yeah, no. And then for someone to be like, well, actually, I'm sorry, how much of an asshole? Like, why do you think that, like...
I have stopped players. I have stopped fellow players when they've started presenting their case to the GM. I've turned around and kind of gone, no. GM rules. You don't.
Yeah.
Don't give a shit what the book says. Whatever the GM says goes. End of story. And I will take that as a player. Even if if the book says white and the GM says black, it's black.
It's black.
That is me.
We were watching an actual play, and I will not name names because, we were watching a very popular actual play, I think last year, and it was really entertaining.
You should be able to name names, to be fair.
No.
If it's like a less known one where, something we say could actually have an impact, I'd kind of go, oh, don't mention it. But if it's a really popular one...
Well, no. It's not that the actual play is really popular. The people in it are really popular, and they are popular among peers and friends. I'm not going to say the names. So... But a situation happened where, like, it was entertaining. The story was lively. The GM was on top of it. There were other GMs in the party, if that makes sense. Like, GMs were playing as players. And there was a well, actually moment where the GM was like, okay, this happens, you do this much damage. And someone in the party actually went, well, actually, this rule, rule lawyer, the GM. And he goes, without skipping a beat, the GM goes, well, actually, I'm the GM, and I'm doing this for the sake of the story, so if you don't mind me continuing. And I was like, holy shit! And then, drama ensued afterwards, offside. But I was just like, kudos.
I 100% agree with that.
Kudos. I was like, yes.
I do it as a player.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I do it 100% as a player. What I have done, especially in, like, Society Pathfinder games where I've played, and the GM is quite new. They didn't know the rules. I've let them carry on with a mistaken rule, and then afterwards I've kind of gone, just so you know, this is the actual rule. But, great game. And I'll see you later, sort of thing.
People need to understand that this is a game and a hobby, and we should be supporting each other. If there's a GM that's new and learning the rules, fucking let them play it the way they want to, and then talk to them afterwards. Like you said, like, we should be supporting each other, not like, well, actually. Okay.
But yeah, the amount of times I've actually, like, just stopped fellow players in their tracks and just kind of go, shut up, just go with it.
I feel like I wouldn't be able to sit at a lot of tables if I started doing that.
I get invited back, which is weird. I think people are masochists.
I mean, yeah, probably.
Although there are people who just have something against all my characters.
Maybe because you like to create asshole characters that are against good moral standard people.
Good moral standard people who are in a high maximum security prison.
She's not supposed to be there. She's there because of absolute biased prejudice.
That's what they all fucking say.
You're in there too.
I'm not saying I don't deserve to be there.
Oh my God.
I'm not grandstanding. I know what I am.
I cannot wait for our team shirts to come out.
Right,
we will let the numbers speak for themselves.
And on that note, that's about all we've got time for tonight. I just want to say thank you to everyone in the chat that's been keeping us company. It's great to see you guys. As always, Atlas, thank you for keeping me company tonight. Do you want to tell people whereabouts they can find you on the interwebs and such and such?
Yeah, find me on TikTok, Threads, Instagram, Atlas like the Titan, Ursa like the bear. I will talk to anybody. And then on all those bios, we do have a server where we just shoot the shit, have adventures, play games. It's a good time.
It's a lot of fun. It is a lot of fun. As for me, you can catch me at Natural Juan on Mastodon and on Threads. I'm also Too Legit to Crit on Blue Sky. I'm also behind most of the Too Legit to Crit social media, whether that's Instagram, Facebook, and whatnot. So find me, come and say hi, let's have a chat, let's be friends. Also, if you want to catch up with everything we do, and check out toolegit2quit.uk, and you can interact with us at questions at toolegit2quit.uk as well. If you like what we do and you want to see more, you give us a like, rating, subscribe, or even just tell your friends about us. We love this community. We want to grow with it, and we're just enjoying the ride. Most importantly of all, thank you to everyone who has taken time out of their busy day to listen to two idiots waffle on about tabletop role-playing games. Thank you very much. Good night.